Everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see everyone this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now in the hands of Miss Lisa Carroll.
This is the meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, May the 6th. We have approval of minutes from April 29.
Any issues, anyone? Okay.
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on November the 1st from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. in Mardi Gras Park, November 26th and 27th, 6:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. in Mardi Gras Park, and July the 19th, 12 p.m. until 6 p.m. in Langen Park.
Any issues, Carol or Gregory?
Public hearings. Today is the public hearing to consider the proposed modification of a previously approved planned unit development for property located at 3674 and 3680 Dolphin Street.
Any issues, President, Vice President?
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Rick Polasic regarding bicycling advocacy and city planning for cyclists. James Williams, housing and housing repair for elderly and disabled. Ordinances held over. 25018, amend chapter 25, article 1, garbage and trash, section 5, household garbage, and article 3, enforcement, section 33, penalties of the Mobile City Code.
Councilman Woods?
Yes, sir. Mr. President, I'm going to offer an amendment to the amendment today. Basically, you have it in front of you. I've provided it to the clerk's office. Basically, instead of what is on the agenda, the goal was to, number one, spell out a time you can put your cart in and what a time your cart needs to be back by, and then also to add more specific fines or break a fine out instead of just a flat $350 and possibly going to jail for 3 months. So this amendment to the amendment does accomplish that. The only difference is that it's adding a fifth point under garbage carts. That's just basically failure to comply with any provision here. First time violation, you could get a ticket of $50, and if it goes to court, any punishment levied down, levies it to $350, or community service, and then also takes away the whole going to jail for 3 months thing. So that's basically it. I've kind of just cleaned it up based on working with Ms. Smith to kind of simplify it. This isn't going to be the last time we look at chapter 25. There are some things I know, like with the scrap tire issue that came that was settled with the state. There's some further things that we do need to adjust, and I know that Vice President Gregory mentioned it last week or week before last. No, it was last week. So we will need to look at chapter 25 for a couple more things, but at this time, this just kind of focuses on trash carts. Garbage carts.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. Madam Clerk?
CIP resolutions held over. 08644, approved purchase order to Gray Bar Electric for streetlight luminaries. Resolutions held over. 01645, authorized master services agreement with Sawgrass Consulting for 2025 CIP citywide street assessment. 08646, approve item-based bid for medical equipment. 08647, approve purchase order to Beard Equipment Company for John Deere Moore. 08648, approve purchase order to Beard Equipment for John Deere bunker rake and Dakota sand top dresser. 08649, approve purchase orders to Jerry Pate Turf and Irrigation for Club Car utility carts and green roller. 08650, approve purchase order to Site One Landscape Supply for Rainbird Irrigation System. 09652, transfer funds from new city parking facility project, Civic Center marketing project for Civic Center, new construction and demo project. We've been asked to table this one.
Table. Which one?
652. Yes. 09.
Well, I guess y'all knew I was gonna ask a bunch of questions.
I mean, you already have, but why are we tabling? Who has to table?
Scott.
There was,
Huh?
There's
Oh, it's 683?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one, sorry, Scott. It's 683. Yeah.
while we're talking about it, is it appropriate to ask the question now? What's the additional $900,000 for?
Where are you?
Or am I too far up? I can't.
Okay, it's this one, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is you're talking about 430,000.
yeah, that, okay, that's, we already talked about that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's the $900,000.
yeah, okay. 09653, transfer funds from Police Department Support Services Division to Public Safety Administrative Division for security camera system improvements for city parks. 21654, authorized contract with geotechnical engineering testing for 2024 PAYGO resurfacing. 2165655, authorized contract with Harwell and Company for PAYGO resurfacing. 21656, rescind resolution 21596, authorizing contract with Diallo Green. 37657, consider the application for certificate of public convenience and necessity to operate a taxi cab service. Ordinance is being introduced. 64019, consider the proposed modification for the PUD on Dolphin Street. Consent resolutions being introduced. 09660, transfer funds from District 1 discretionary account to Dodge Community Center to assist with the Play for Two basketball tournament. 37661, recommend approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a restaurant retail liquor license to La Delicia Mexican Brunch and Cantina on Dolphin Street. 46662, honorarily rename the corner of Butler Street and First Avenue to James and Callie Lambert Way. 58663 and 664, assessing costs for removal of weeds, repeat weedling group 86 and 1662. 60, 665, 666, 67, 68, and 69 are determining appropriations to Reconnect Inc., Gulf Coast Dementia Services, Inc., Dog River Clearwater Revival, LLC, Country Club Estates Neighborhood Association, Friends of Richards DAR, House Museum, serve a public purpose, and approve payment. Resolutions being introduced. 01670, authorized agreement with the Alabama Department of Transportation for traffic signal upgrades on state and local routes. $601,415. There's a $140,283 local match. 01671, authorized second amendment to the purchase and sale agreement with Burton Property Group. 01672, authorized amendment with B&B Lawn Landscaping for right-of-way mowing services at various locations, $147,360. 01673, okay, 674, 675, 676, 677, and 678 are all authorizing contracts for right-of-way mowing and ditch mowing. 08679, approved purchase order to Donahue Chevrolet for Chevrolet Tahoe, $64,550. 08680, approved purchase order to Long Lewis Ford of Shoals for Ford Bronco Sport SUVs, $181,449. 08681, approved purchase order to Mohawk Carpet Distribution for replacement flooring for Western Administrative Complex. 09682, authorized capital project fund, CO892, Big Move transfer scanning city for big document storage be changed to 2900 Dolphin Street renovations and miscellaneous repairs for the 311 call center and file storage. Now, we're tabling this one. 09683, transfer funds from unassigned fund balance in the general fund to capital improvement fund for Civic Center new construction and demo, $858,798.50. 13684, authorized change order number 2 with McLean Construction for 2024 City of Mobile annual storm drain maintenance, $3,832,000 increase. 21685, authorized contract with Watkins AC design for Benville Square site and lighting improvements, $31,875. 6686, authorized settlement agreement and release of claims. Call for public hearings. 41-687, call for public hearing to consider rezoning property located at 2005 Old Bay Front Drive and 4182 Commanders Drive from R1 to I2, scheduled June 10th. 41-688, call for public hearing to amend the Unified Development Code by adding Article 15 Historic Avenue Overlay, scheduled June 10th. Announcements.
Council,
Yes, sir, Mr. President.
Mr.
On
Reynolds.
the right-of-way mowing, this looks like about $2 million for right-of-way mowing. Is this an increase year over year? We've expanded this effort.
I mean, yes, there is a cost increase, but we also, we also added the Rangeline Road area, so that also increased.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Question?
It's only an increase over the last every 3-year contract, so it's not an increase every year.
Okay.
So because it hasn't been done another 3 years, it went up about 3%. So it's about 1.7 was the total amount for all of them.
Okay. And then also on the change order with McElhaney for $3.8 million. That's in response to these big rain events that we've had, I assume. Trying to get maintenance at a higher level.
No, this change order is the miscellaneous drainage. We collapsed that into the stormwater fee. This is just a continuation of our on-call maintenance. You know, yeah, I met with each one of y'all earlier in the year. This is that,
Okay.
you know, combined with their stormwater fee to address, you know, issues that pop up
Perfect.
after rain events and things like that.
Thank you.
Question. The contract with Sawgrass, it appeared as if though it had various tasks attached to it as opposed to a solid scope of work.
Well, it's a solid scope, but yeah, it's task order. So, you know, as we're going to issue a task for like or for the 26, you know, resurfacing program, we're going to get hard numbers on that, and then we'll issue another task, you know, to address all the streets in the city. And
So is the contract, it read like a MATOC is why I'm asking.
like a what?
Multiple award task order contract.
It-
I guess I'm asking because it read like it was a MATOC, do we have the authority to do that? Because that's like putting a certain amount of money out there not to exceed without having it bid is what I'm asking.
Oh, it's
So we awarded a multi-task order project without having the numbers in yet, with a number not to exceed, is what you're saying.
yes.
So was that opportunity given to all the other people that submitted for it, or did we just pick a contractor?
So the short answer is when we originally looked at this, it was bid. I mean, you were looking at everybody who has the opportunity to do it. The more in-depth answer is this is in response to the council over a number of years asking the administration to fix things quickly. So say, for instance, there's, you know, a big hole or a patch that needs to go out and we need to get to it quickly, or there are things that we're not necessarily focused on in overall CIP, we're able to send out those task orders. And so that was what we were looking at overall here.
I'm not saying that there's a problem with the MATOC. What I'm saying is that for 15, 20 years, I've, asked how come we don't do JOC, MATOC, or SATOC? And this reads just like a MATOC without having the structure, I guess, in place, or to know if we can do MATOCs in a state. Because I've been told over the years that we couldn't do them because of the way the legal system was set up. But when I
So-
read this, it reads different.
So this is, understand the question that you're asking. This is not what you would traditionally see, right? This is as close as we can get to what you're talking about. And we're talking about saying, look, we're going to cover an entire scope of repairs, putting them out there over a period of time. And so the council authorizes that. We go through a process of looking at that. And what we've done is this is increasing the scope of work, right? Overall, knowing what we're going to do without just saying we're going to do this. So what we've done is made this award. The council makes this award. And if there are things that happen to come up that are within that scope, they go take care of it.
Were
So that-
there other contractors involved in the process of bid for it?
So this one originally, we'd have to look back, but I'm pretty certain when we started this process, we were looking to bid this. I'm almost certain of that. We'll get you the paperwork as necessary.
And the reason why is because if it was professional services, it'd be fine, but it's not professional.
Well, no.
Is it professional services?
No, this is ad hoc.
It's,
This is a mixture of.
Nick is saying it's professional.
No,
services.
there's
This
Go ahead.
This one is professional service.
no. But what he's asking
Listen,
is to hold. So
look, I want the streets fixed. I just want to make sure our process is right because when I
Well,
read it, it didn't read like it
let-
didn't read.
let me tell you this. So what we're doing is let me give you two examples, okay? When you're looking at professional services, as long as it is coupled with materials, certain amount, you can do that. All right. That's what you can do. And that's what we're doing here. But we're not going just every single time, every single place and fixing everything. This is a very limited scope with these tasks. So it is coupled with actually fixing the physical problem, but making sure that our people who are on the professional service side identify it, and then we go and take care of it. And so I think the real
So in
answer
essence,
is
we're using them as an in-house contract.
as close as possible. Yes, that's a really good example of it. And this is a response to the council over the years asking the administration to move a great deal faster. And this is a vehicle to be able to move that quickly. We're not able to do this on everything, but we can do it here because the bulk and majority of this is on the professional service side.
Mr. President.
Mr. Penn, then Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Mr. President. This morning I woke up to smelling of fresh grass being cut. And I just want to thank Shonda so much for making that happen. But honestly, I really want to give a big shout out to the administration. I'm not sure have everyone heard, but Governor Kay Ivey released $7.6 million recently. It was through ALDOT, the Rebuild Act. And I'm proud to say that through our conversations, through Nick, thank you, Nick, from hearing and listening, that the city of Mobile received portions of that, and that portion came to District 1, and so and that's through conversations, that's through residents talking and doing it in a respectful way, not bashing, but let's come into the table. And it's the same way, talking to the administration and saying, hey, what can we do to fix these issues? And we was able to do that through the grant. So I want to commend you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you to the administration. And who you pointing to, Nick? Laura. Thank you, Laura. Awesome job. Awesome job. I'm getting people calling me from left and right. They are so happy about this. And then I want to give another big shout out to Parks and Recs. I went out and looked at the playground at Figures. That's another project that didn't come out. It was a grant that we was able to provide quality of life for our residents in District 1. So a lot of great things are taking place, and it's through conversations and not attacking each other, but coming to the table and saying, how can we fix these issues? So again, we're making some things happen, and let's keep moving forward. Thank you.
Mr. Woods.
Thank you. I just had one more question on the Sawgrass. Basically, kind of after the conversations of last week and then now, where Sawgrass is leaving us is basically go identify the problems and come up with a calculation so that we can properly budget. So we're basically kind of what we're doing here is we're looking, finding, and then coming back to the table and really getting a more harder number in our mind for budgeting purposes. Correct?
Right, to help prepare a plan, the extended plan.
Okay.
For resurfacing.
Gotcha. And then one more thing, I know for Mr. Lasky, I know last week we had a public safety meeting. is there any more kind of updates, I guess, as far as the camera? I know we're looking at it this week. Cameras going up. And then also, too, one thing that didn't have the opportunity to cover last week was, is there any updates you can kind of give as far as stats on crime, where we are now versus last year? Because that's one thing I think that we haven't visited the past couple months.
Well, with the cameras, we're moving on today. Our second technician starts today, starting installing cameras. We're working on a product list. And as for stats, we can get you the stats. We are down from last year, which we were down from the year before. They're double-digit percentages as of now, and I can get those to you and the city council if that's what you want.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. President.
Yes.
I also want to thank Director Lasky and the MPD. I have been noticing more police presence at our parks at Sage. Even the residents called me and they saw the lights on at nighttime when they're out there. So I commend you all for doing that. So thank you for your service.
And if you guys want to drive, as you drive past Sage, you'll see the brand new PTZ camera sitting in the corner on the street that'll cover the entire basketball court and the surrounding area.
So thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Anything from the administration? All right. We'll see each other at 10:30.
Oh yeah, it's been. They always, but Ziegler and Spring Hill has always been like my only ticket in Mobile has been on Spring Hill.